like the Celebrity Fit Club was all scripted. I gained 30 pounds to get on the show.
Somebody else told me that before too. I forgot who it was, but somebody I know.
They called Kid and asked him.
Kid. They told Kid. I don't know if you know Chris Reed.
Yeah.
Chris is real. I mean, not real. He probably fits in the same pants he fit into when he was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He said they called and said, "You want to be on Celebrity Fit Club?" He said, "I'm not out of shape." And they said, "Well, get fat and come on Celebrity Fit Club." For real?
Yeah, they pay you $25,000 extra to be the bad guy.
You ended up threatening to fight Ant.
But that's all scripted, man.
All of it.
Yeah. What would Star Wars be if Darth Vader didn't exist? You have no antagonist. You have no storytelling.
Right. I know everybody says it's all scripted. Don't believe a single thing on it. But then I sit down and watch it. I'm just like totally taken in by everything going on, knowing that it's fake. But you can see all the arcs and stuff. Any of these, even the current things, the naked dating and all the other stuff, you can see edits happening. Someone says something. I think there was just one on last night where it was like a crew guy was going and putting some of the sound stuff in the back of the car. And these guys got in the front and the driver says to the passenger, "Can you believe that really happened?" And then it cuts to the passenger saying, "No, there's no way I can believe that." But the sound guy is now gone from the back. That was an edited response. That wasn't even the same response to that question. Like
all the magic
sound guy just
editing.
Disappeared from the back. It's a totally different film.
Stephanie, you're aware of all this? You know that this
I've heard that a lot happens in editing that didn't really, they edit things together to piece what story they want.
Like,
I didn't know that people had to gain weight to go on the show.
That blows your mind, doesn't it? He was going to fight the drill instructor guy at one point, he said. I mean, I guess that was fake,
too. They wouldn't let it really happen. I mean, because think about it. If that were real and the drill instructor came up and started walloping on me, like, I would own VH1.
Right.
Right? It's like these shows, even on Naked and Afraid, like, oh, there's predators out here. No network is going to let their cast be torn apart by lions.
Okay. I've watched, and I'm not proud to admit this, I've watched a lot of Bad Girls Club in my day. A lot of Bad Girls Club. You can't tell me, though, that tempers have never flared on any of the shows for real.
Yeah, you get volatile people and you can encourage them, but it's definitely steered and it's definitely,
Now, were you ever volatile? Or did you just
told to be?
When you were told to be volatile,
if I had an earpiece in, and I was directed a certain way, then
So did everyone have earpieces in, and you didn't know what other people were being told?
In fact, I wasn't allowed to talk to other cast members until it was all done.
So they didn't know that you were
but I like
genuine.
Tiffany, singer Tiffany. I went to school with, so it was like when meeting her, on the set, she was like, "I already know you. Like, okay, this isn't you. What's going on?" And I'm like, "I can't really tell you what's happening."
Oh, so you had to play it without the other cast members knowing.
Right, because if I tell anybody else, then that violates my contract and I don't get paid.
As the bad guy, as you say, were you more in on the script, as it were? Were there some other people who were not in on you know the world of wrestling, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm a big wrestling fan.
So you know about kayfabe.
Yeah, of course.
So you think as the bad guy?
For me, it was kayfabe with everybody but the exec producers.
Yeah. Okay, but then there are other people on the show who don't know about the kayfabe, right?
Nobody on it. None of the cast.
Explain kayfabe for people listening.
None of the cast. Well, I'd rather you explain that. I don't want to be the one to reveal out loud,
well, listen, I'm also going to tell you something very upsetting about the Easter Bunny.
That's like explaining the Iggy.
Take my headphones off. Don't ruin it for me.
Mondo's the real wrestling expert. Give me the best definition of kayfabe.
Basically, you're the bad guy and you act like you're bad, but you're really not.
No, but it's just like the general. You're going along with the idea that it's real.
If you and I are talking shop, we're talking real wrestling, like back behind the scenes, and somebody who's not in the wrestling scene comes back, generally, hey, kayfabe lets everybody know, that one word lets everybody know, hey, shut it down. We got an outsider back here.
And so if you were hanging out with your arch rival and you were just talking, all of a sudden you would not be. So here's an example. I
Superstar
figured out wrestling was fake because I went to go see the NWA when it came through my town one time, and we stuck around to get autographs afterwards. Well, as we were waiting to get autographs, out comes Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas was babyface, big babyface. And then out comes General Skandar Akbar. Now, if you know anything about Tony Atlas, Skandar Akbar, these guys hated each other. There's no way they would have come out chatting breezily and then shoot. It was like in a rec center. So they were like cooling down by shooting some hoops. I'm like, my world's upside down. They just broke kayfabe. Because I saw them not trying to kill each other.
I got a better one for you.
All right, go ahead.
Back in the day when it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus the Iron Sheik, it was heat the top of both of those guys' career in the WWE. They got arrested because they're in the same car, and I think they're under influence. So that's when they fired the Iron Sheik, because they're supposed to be bad guys.
Not that they got arrested for being under the influence, but
no,
because
all that as well. But the main thing, it was you're feuding, but yet they're caught like driving together to the next city.
Oh, I see. All right. So anyway, the way this ties in, you've been on how many Big Brothers? Celebrity Big Brothers?
A bunch
of Celebrity Big Brothers. You've been on the UK version?
Yes.
I see that, and there are all these people, and it's like, I've never, ever heard of these people, but apparently they're huge stars, right?
Yeah, over in London. Yeah.
And being
locked in the London house was a trip.
Wow. In what way?
Well, just because it was weird, just being is my first time experiencing the whole Big Brother aspect firsthand.
Were they Saved by the Bell? Did they know who you were?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Saved by the Bell was big in England.
Yeah, but then it was weird because when I got evicted from the house, I got an extra week to like chill in London and like do whatever I wanted.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was really, really cool.
But there's this whole subset of celebrities who are big stars in England, but not in America. And so all these people are on there. I don't know who they are. So they'd send people in there who were not in on the idea. Oh, Dustin is pretending to be a prick because he's pretending.
I didn't play a bad guy on.
Oh, you didn't
on Big Brother.
Not on Big Brother.
No, not on Big Brother.
On Celebrity Fit Club.
On Celebrity Fit Club. Yeah.
All right.
Someone else on Big Brother playing the bad guy. I mean, since you were in on that.
Yeah, I think they had a couple of people trying to instigate, but I had already done it, and I was kind of done with that. And I had a little bit of a backlash in the States when people thought I really was the bad guy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm getting too old for that. I'm done with it. I'll let someone else, someone younger and more vibrant, take the mantle.
Some people, I guess, relish it. There's some people that just love the idea of going out and people, I don't know, cursing them in the street or whatever.
Being the heel is fun sometimes, but sometimes you just want to be the face.
Now, what do you do with wrestling?
I've just always been a big fan of wrestling. Always, I've wrestled with a number of heroes. From being a kid, that was great. I mean, I got to wrestle with Hulk Hogan, and that's doing their shows and going and
you've been like a celebrity referee.
And
things like that before?
I've actually wrestled in the ring with guys, and I got trained by Brian Knobs and Brutus Beefcake. And so to go in and actually do all this stuff and be there with some of your childhood heroes, it was really great.
Did you host? This is what it says at Wikipedia. You were the host of the Gathering of the Juggalos one year.
Yes.
How long ago was that?
It's been a minute. It was like the 12th gathering.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a pretty wild event.
A
lot of Faygo.
That's a drink, right?
Yes.
I know that.
The sponsored drink. They spray it everywhere. Yeah.
How did that come about? Are you a fan of because they're into wrestling too? I bet you that's what the commonality.
I've known them for a while. I've been in a couple of the ICP movies, and so they put a lot of their friends and stuff in their movies and things like that. So I got to take part in hosting one of the gatherings.